welcome to Crafty Little Things, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really cute little coaster. Now it's going to look like a bit like a daisy. All you need is some cotton yarn in 2 colours. It's up to you what colour you choose. I'm using this yellowy colour and white. Now what you'll notice is this is craft cotton, which is a DK, and this is supposed to be a DK, but it's not. You'll see that the craft cotton is much thicker, and so if I sew the centre in this and the outside in this, it's going to be a little bit, it's going to end up not quite right. So what I need to do is double up on this yarn for the centre. And if you're doubling up on yarn, you can do it 2 ways. You can either pull enough off for the project, or you can try to pull an inside strand out. Now, usually that's quite easy. However, it's not always, and I don't think it's going to be always. I don't think it's going to be easy on this project. So what I'm going to do is I only need a small circle. So I'm just going to unwind enough yarn to give myself 2 strands, because if I've got 2 strands it'll be more like a DK. This at the moment is like a 2-ply, and a DK is more like a 4, and all that means is that you've got 4 strands of yarn twisted together to make 1. So I'm just going to pull some off and cut it off, okay? I'll pop that over there. And then my main yarn I'm going to keep over here so that they don't tangle. And I'm going to pull some off to make my tension easier to get right. Okay? This is a really, really simple project, and it's something you can actually make and use. And you can use them in a couple of different ways as well. So, right, how I'm going to start off is I'm going to start off with a magic circle. But you don't have to do that. You can chain 6 and slip stitch together, or you can chain 2 and stitch into the second chain to get your circle. It's up to you. But I'm going to do the magic circle because that's what I prefer. If you don't know how to do a magic circle, go to my Absolute Beginners videos and there's one on there, okay, how to do it. And keep practicing until you get it right. So I put the 2 strands together over there. I don't twist them together or anything. I just keep them together. Hook under the first one, pull through the second one, under the second one again, pull that through what you've got on your hook, and you've got your magic ring. Okay. So now I'm going to just straight off 6 single crochet into there. And I'm talking in US terms, so these are doubles in UK terms. So 1, I'm using a 4mm hook for this as well. 2, 'Got my arms outstretched a bit too far. 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't lose your stragglers, pull your ring in if you have to. And 6. Now, the reason a lot of people don't use a magic ring is because it can be a little bit tricky to get that first row of stitches into, that foundation row into. But it is worth persevering, because when you put it together, you get a really nice tight finish with the magic ring. Which is why a lot of amigurumi projects start off with it. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Again, my Absolute Beginners series shows you how to count your stitches. And we're going to put our hook into that first stitch there and we're going to put in 2 single crochets. That's double crochets in US terms. So 1, 2. And then we're going to put 2 into the next one. 1 and 2. 2 into the next one. 1 and 2. And 2 into the next one. 1 and 2. 2 into the next. 1 and 2. And 2 into the last stitch. And then we'll have 12 stitches all the way around. I should just count it to check that. So that's 12 all the way around. 1, and you can count your stitch by counting this V shape here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now we're going to increase to 18 stitches around, and how we do this is we add 1 into the next, and then we put 2 single crochet in the next. That's 1, 2, 3. And then we repeat that 4, 5, 6, and again 7, 2 into the next one, 8, 9, and then repeat it again, 1 into the next, 10 and 2 into the next, 11, 12, 1 into the next, 13, 2 into the next, 14, 15, 1 into the next, 16, and 2 into the next, 17, 18. That's okay, so you've got 18 around. And now you just want to finish one more round, so you've got 24 around. So all we do with this one is we put 1 into the next, and 1 into the next, that's 2, and then 2 into the next, which is 4. And this starting circle is the beginning of so many projects, and all we're doing is we're working in groups of stitches. We're always working in groups of 6, so we start off with 6 single stitches, and then we do 6 twos to make 12, and then we do 6 groups of 3 or pattern repeats of 3. So we've got the 1 stitch and the 2 together, 1 stitch, 2 together, and we've got 6 of those, which makes 18. And now we've got a pattern repeat of 4 stitches, which is a single stitch, and 2 together, 4 stitches, and that we repeat that 6 times, which is 24. Okay, and that's what we want to end up with. And that's how you grow a circle in nearly every single crochet project I've ever done. So that's 4, so then we've got a single one, 5, a single one, 6, and 2 together for 8. Now it helps you to count, to keep count as well, without a stitch marker. You could use a stitch marker if you wanted, but you don't need to if you just count in those groups. So you know that 8 is 2 groups of your 4. So then a single one is 5, single one is 6, and 2 together, 7 and 8. Okay? One, and 2. 1, 1 and 2. Okay. 1, 1 and 2. And you see how much easier it gets. I always say the beginning is the hardest part of any crochet project. Once you've got the rhythm going, the stitches become more established, the easier it becomes. So if you get stuck at any time, we want 24 here, so let's just go and see if we've got 24 yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, now 24. We've got 24, so we put our hook in, pull some yarn through and pull it through on our hook. And we don't yarn over or anything, that's just a slip stitch to finish us off. Okay? And then you'd sew that in, or you'd work it in with your next round. Right, so our next round is the white, so we don't need to do anything with that because we've already got our white is thick enough, so it's not like we have to double that up. I just want you to have a look at the difference between one that used a single strand of the yellow in the middle and one that uses a double strand. You can just see how much denser that is, how much nicer it looks, how much tidier it looks, and you'll also see how much better this fits around. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. This one was finished, but the dog got hold of it and pulled it down. I just did it as an illustration. I'll just have a sip of my tea. Right, so this is where the pattern might seem to be a little bit tricky, but if you pay really close attention, it won't be. So I'm just going to zoom you right in so that you can definitely see what I'm doing. Now, choose any point to add your white yarn. So put your hook into a stitch that's under the two top pieces of your stitch. Pull your yarn through, and I'm just going to tie it on. Okay? And I'm going to keep that straggler and add it. So you've tied on your white. Put your hook in, pull it through, and just make a chain just to join it. Now, put a single crochet into that same space. Okay, so yarn in, needle in, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and pull through. That's a single crochet US terms, a double in UK terms. Now do a chain 1, and now put another single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and now put a single crochet into the next stitch, but this time I want you to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in the fourth chain from your hook, remember this doesn't count as a chain on your hook. This is your first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to put your hook into that fourth stitch, pull through some yarn, so you've got 2 on your hook, yarn over and pull through. So you've done a single crochet into that fourth chain from your hook. And now in the fifth one, I want you to do the same thing. Put your hook in, pull through some yarn, yarn over and pull through. And now I also want you to put one in the same stitch that you started from. So hook in, pull through some yarn, yarn over and pull through. Okay, so that gives you this little nodule piece. Now in the next piece, next stitch, a single crochet. Chain 1, a single crochet in the next, and a single crochet in the next. And now you do your chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and you come back down to your 4th chain from your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. You pop your needle into that 4th stitch, grab some yarn and pull it through, do your single crochet into the 5th chain from the hook, which is the last one before your single crochet at the bottom, and then a single crochet into the same space that you started from. Okay, and you've got another little nodule. Now single crochet into the next chain, chain 1, single crochet into the next chain, single crochet into the next stitch, and chain 5 again. Okay, and that's just into the 4th stitch, single crochet into the 5th stitch, and single crochet into the bottom where you started from again. Single crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the 4th from the hook, and single crochet into the 5th from the hook. Single crochet into the base again, just to anchor that down, and then just join to the top with a slip stitch. Okay, so there we have it. So now what we do is we build up these petals around these sort of points. And what we want to do, okay, is we've got 2 single crochets here and then the beginning of our piece, yeah? So what we do is miss these, we don't do anything in these, but we want to put a double, a half double crochet into here, into this stitch, yeah? So yarn over, put your hook into that stitch, pull some yarn through, yarn over and pull through all 3 on the hook. Okay, that's a half double. Then yarn over, a half triple in UK terms. In the same stitch, pull through some yarn and then do a double crochet, which is a treble crochet in English terms. In the next stitch up the side, put in 2 double crochets, trebles in UK terms, both into that next stitch up the side of the little knobbly bit that we've made. And then in the top, where it curves around into the space at the top, not into the stitch, put 4 double crochets, or trebles in UK terms. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just pull off some more yarn so that I'm not. And now coming back down the other side, you can see we have a stitch here and a stitch here. Into this stitch here, this one here, we need, not into this hole, into this stitch, we need to put 2 doubles in US terms, trebles in UK terms. So 2 into that stitch. Sorry, I just grabbed that by accident. In the next one we want to put 1 double and a half double, so that's a double and a half treble in UK terms. So let's pull through all 3 on the hook. Okay, and then now what we want to do is we want to slip stitch into the chain 1 space, which is between these 2 sets of singles. So put your hook into that space, pull the yarn through, and then slip stitch into that space, okay, to bring your petal down. And then yarn over and go over into that stitch that we've got on our knobbly piece, our first stitch, pull through for 1/2 double, half treble in UK terms, and then in that same space do a double, and then in the next space 2 doubles, in the next stitch 2 doubles, and the next stitch 2 doubles. Just try and make sure you stay on the side of the nobble and you don't go moving onto the middle of it. And then 4 into the space at the top, 4 doubles, trebles in UK terms, but it doesn't want to come through. I'm just going to pull that down a little bit just so I can start that again, that stitch, because it's got a bit. I'm just going to pull down some more yarn. I've said this before in patterns, I do find that cotton tends to be harder to sort of unravel, so do pull some down before you start. So what's that? So I'm going to put 4 into this end piece here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I've just put the 4 in the last, one of the last sort of prongs, and then I'm going to put the 2 double crochet into that side. And then I'm going to put the double crochet into the last stitch on that side, and then the half double into there. And then I'm just going to slip stitch into the center space and pull through, because that's the basic idea, and hopefully that was easy. Now there is an easier way to make a flower coaster, and that is just to do a circle, and then on the outside we just do scalloping instead of doing this. So I will show you, I will do a demonstration very soon. Before the end of next week I'll do one to show how to do one with just a scalloped edge. Okay, right, thanks for joining me. See you soon. Bye bye.